Congratulations, you are the winner.
Uh, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. How are we? Good to see you in. Lily, well done on grabbing first. Welcome in, Horde Man. Enjoy the lurk. Welcome in, Kaz. How are we all doing this fine Friday? It's been a weird day, isn't it? Certainly in the UK, it's been kind of like warm, but also really windy and also a bit rainy. So it's a bit like, what the hell's going on? One minute it's absolutely beautiful, the next minute it's boiling, the next minute it's blowing a gale, and the next minute it's thrashing down rain. All a bit strange. But I'm glad we've got to the end of the week. I think half my problems with this week started when I believed on Tuesday. Uni is done, so I'm feeling better than I was. Fantastic. Woohoo! Great stuff. Not that you ever really started uni, to be fair. But yeah, it's been a weird week. On Tuesday, I thought it was Wednesday. And I think that's just thrown me off for the rest of the week. This week has seemed to go so slowly and just been going on forever. But I think it's because I got so confused. I had a week off poorly, but hey, still a week off. Well, that's not so good news, Kaz. Hopefully you're on the mend. Not nice to be not feeling well. I was just thinking that the other day. I think I've said this before on stream, but yeah, I was thinking about it in terms of what I was talking about with this. I mean, not getting my contract sort of renewed or my secondment contract renewed after 8 years. And in that time, I've never had a day off. In fact, I've been working for my current company for just about, it'll be 19 years in September. So a couple of months away. And I've never had a day off sick in the entire time that I've been working with the company, which must be some sort of record. And it's not because I'm a martyr and I drag myself out of bed to my terminal or whatever, or drag myself into an office or whatever. I just don't really get. I mean, it's probably about 4 or 5 years since I even had a cold, to be quite honest. Which does make me laugh because you get all these people who constantly berate you and rattle on about, have more water, have more water, have more water. It's the key to being fit and healthy. I drink very little water in a day, but I'm never ever sick. So it's a bit weird. My partner's the same. The two of us never seem to get any kind of illness. Every now and again, we might get a cold, or my partner is sometimes a wee bit susceptible to a chest infection if she has a cold, and then it just sort of goes deeper into her chest. But the two of us, I can't remember the last time, and we've been together for 20 years, over 20 years, and I don't think either of us have had a day off work in that entire time from being ill. So it's a bit strange. I put it down to having two PE teachers as parents. There was no sympathy in our house. If you were ill, you went to your room and nobody came to see you. And if you weren't really that ill, then you weren't really that ill, and there wasn't any sympathy there. So it was just literally like get on with it. So yeah, quite funny. Quite funny indeed. PE teachers, indeed. Good PE teachers though. There are good PE teachers out there. But yeah, it was quite hard. Like it was quite hardcore. There was no sort of sympathy there. If you were ill, that was like, well, if you're ill, go to bed, and we'll see you when you're better, sort of thing. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's. I certainly don't think it's that sort of you have learned not to be ill type of situation. It's just I never seem to get. I mean, working from home helps obviously, because I'm not exposed to public transport, so I'm not out and about in mixing with people every day of the week. But then I do go to things like gigs, concerts, which are obviously very close to other people, and I kind of never seem to get anything. It's weird. Just one of those things, I suppose. But yeah, I do joke that in the event of a zombie apocalypse, it'll probably be my DNA that resolves the whole thing. So I'll be running the opposite direction. I'll be running from all the scientists, never mind all the zombies, because they'll be chasing me. I have a game I like to play. Is it called Is It Illness or Is It Anxiety? I see. Yes. Well, I'm not immune to the odd bout of anxiety, but I think that's human at the end of the day. If you're wandering through your life never ever feeling any kind of anxiety, I would suggest you weren't fully engaging with life. Um, but, there's ways and means of dealing with it, and most of the time, I think, and the one thing I would say is that any time that I have been anxious or stressed, or it's had a sort of physical impact on me because I've been constantly thinking or worrying about something. In all my years on this planet, which, is a good few years, it's never actually been as bad as I thought it might have been. Every time you come out the back end of it, you're like, yeah, why did I bother getting all upset and worried about that? Because actually, there was nothing to get worried or upset about. So yeah, that kind of informs every time I begin to feel that creeping sort of. I think, just think, this has never affected you before. You wish you could say that about your speaking exam yesterday. Well, well, the Gamba is back. Well, well, Jet Caesar is back as well. Jet Caesar, who missed earlier stream in the week. Yes, how are you, Jet? Good to see you in. Yeah. It's been, as I say, it's been a week. I'm glad it's all over. I'm also glad that I don't have to watch any more games, game showcases, because I had enough of them last week. But I've now got a ton of demos to come out. I actually looked for a little bit in that stream, but had no energy to talk. Yeah, I'm sort of yanking your pizzle a bit, Jet. So, you got a Switch 2 as well, smashing, Kaz. Beautiful. Was anything driving that? Was it just an upgrade? You just fancied an upgrade, or was there something specific that you were like, nah, I need to get this because I want to get? Was there any announcement that made you think, oh, I need to get one of those now? Or had it been on the cards for a bit and you thought, you know what, I'm just going to get it now? Star Fox and Zelda. Okay. Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see when we get a bit more information on Zelda. I think it's going to be quite interesting because there are already, the rumblings of, I don't know if that really looks very good. Don't know if I don't know if Link looks particularly good. I'm a bit worried about him looking too hyper realistic. So it'll be interesting to see what the actual art style is. Pardon me. I mean, we've obviously only seen one still image, basically, of Link. So it'll be interesting. If they make a Zelda Ocarina of Time remake exclusive Switch version, then I'll get that Switch through. Yeah, I'm sure they will, Jet. Although, it's a bit weird because they have announced that they're going to do new Joy-Con for. I can't remember which. There's a new game coming out that they're doing. I think it's like Splatoon or something like that. That they're doing. They're doing new Joy-Con for, but they're not actually making them. They're not actually making them. I think they're blue and yellow, but they're not making the actual Joy-Con housing blue and yellow. It's just the bit underneath the thumbstick. So why would you spend more money on Joy-Con when they're essentially the same thing as the one you get with the console? They're black, but they've got a tiny little circle. It's always Splat that gets controllers. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's an easy one to sell from that point of view. But I would be more tempted if they made the actual Joy-Con, the actual shell of the Joy-Con was the color, as opposed to just the little disc under the thumbstick. That doesn't seem like a good idea to spend, however much, 60, 70 quid to get new Joy-Con. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, I've used my Switch 2 on and off. I would say I've got Mina the Hollower on the Switch 2, and I've played quite a bit of that. I've got Dragon Quest, the Dragon Quest remake. I've got all that. I've got a few things on there, but I always find with Nintendo games, I sort of crack on 100 mile an hour when I get something. So I get the game and I think, oh, this is great. Let's crack on. And I put 10, 20 hours into something, And for some bizarre reason, it then just sort of fizzles out, and I never really go back to the game. I don't quite understand why, because it should be, because of the portable nature of it, it should actually help me play more of the game, but I don't know what it is. I always just get so far into it. And I never really do that with anything else. So I was playing something on the PS5, or if I was playing something on PC, more often than not, I'll go right the way to the end of the game. There's something about Nintendo, there's something about the Switch that I just never quite get to the end of the games with. But yeah, I mean, it is a good upgrade, I would say. Um, I'm not entirely convinced that they're not going to suddenly, in about a year's time, come away with an OLED screen. There's obviously going to be an upgrade to what we've got at the moment, but I think putting an OLED screen in there is going to be so price prohibitive at the moment, that, with everything else that's going on between RAM and storage, that it would be a pretty tough sell. It'll be very interesting to see what the Steam machine comes out at, because they are sort of hinting heavily that it will come out in the summer. So it'll be interesting to see how that's priced. And that may well inform Microsoft's Project Helix, which is now being heavily rumoured to be coming out next year. So that'll be interesting, because that's been sort of touted as a kind of Steam Machine like thing. They basically said it's not going to be your traditional console format. It's probably going to be more of a PC based system, and allow you to play potentially. It'll be interesting to see if they actually retcon that now, with the new leadership in charge, because the outgoing leadership team was very much, you'll be able to play Steam games and everything on there. So it'll be yeah, it's going to be an interesting wait to see if they then turn around and say, you know what, we thought we were going to do that. I would have thought they were too far down the line in terms of the product development now to suddenly do a handbrake turn at 180 and come back and say, well, actually, no, you won't be able to play Steam games on there. Because I presume that the architecture will be such that even if they say immediately, we don't want to put Steam on there, you could potentially jailbreak it and put Steam on there. So it'll be kind of weird and wonderful to see what they do come out and what the price will be, because if it's going to be more PC based, and there are obviously huge issues getting storage and RAM for a decent price at the moment, then that's bound to affect the actual price of the unit itself. So I think when we see what the Steam machine is going to sell for, it'll be very interesting, because I think that probably will inform quite a bit. Mind you, by that time, the PS5 and the Switch 2 will be so expensive that you'll probably be like, well, it doesn't seem that bad in comparison. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. But as I say, I've now got so many demos of games that I've put on my Steam wish list, that I had a thought that rather than, well, we have a slight issue because I've got probably about 10 demos and play tests from all the games that I've sort of put down on. I think I put about 40 or 50 games on my wish list from all the various showcases that I watched last week. And I've got demos and showcases, play tests for probably about 10 of them, maybe slightly more. And then next week, we get Steam Next Fest starting, which will obviously encompass some of those demos, but there's going to be a ton more. So my proposal is that we spend next week really playing the demos. But what I also want to do is with some of them that I think I might play the longer demos on stream. So, for example, there's a new JRPG coming out called The Adventures of Elliot the Millennium Tales, and I think that's a demo that can take up to 3 hours or so to play. So I might just do a full stream of playing that next week, and then I've got a few that'll be, half hour ish. And I'm kind of thinking that what I might do is over the weekend just sit down and record a lot of them and put them up on YouTube. I've been trying to do this for quite a while now, with demos that I wouldn't maybe necessarily play on stream, or shorter demos that would mean that we'd play 3, 4 demos on stream. I thought maybe I could do that and stick it up on YouTube and just to see how it goes, basically. See if there's a bit more engagement over on YouTube from that point of view. So I might do that because my partner is away. She's actually leaving tomorrow morning, early morning, for a week away with her sister and the girls. So you might actually see more of me streaming next week, or the coming this week coming, um, because I will be able to. I'll be here by myself. So in order to keep myself amused, that is of course unless there's something desperately good on the TV like the World Cup or whatever. If I want to watch one of those matches, or there is the Formula One this weekend as well from Barcelona, which I like the Barcelona track. So yeah, I might watch a bit of that. Whether that impacts stream or not, who knows? But I think you'll probably see a bit more of me streaming this coming week. And I propose to do a few recording sessions over the course of the weekend and get some of those up on YouTube before we hit Next Fest and see a ton more of these things coming down the line. So that's kind of what I've got in my head as a bit of a plan. Also, you will note the sharper, keener eyed of you will note that, ooh, look at that. Look at that. Ding, 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 ding. Literally touching 1K followers now. We've got 11 followers to go. That seems absolutely mad. I would never, ever have believed that I was ever going to get anywhere near that number of followers on Twitch when I first started out. So it's kind of crazy. Almost there, indeed, yes. So if you do know anybody who's not yet following, then please feel free to nudge them in the direction. Just need to walk down the high street handing out flyers. Yeah, I don't want to draw that much attention to it, but it is mad how we went. I hit 975 6 times because of the number of people that kept on following. After I got a follow, somebody unfollowed. If I got a follow, somebody unfollowed. So 6 times I hit 975. So even when we hit 1,000, I'm not exactly going to start cheering and bursting out the flags at that point. I think we'll need to get to about 1,002, 1,003, 1,005 before I really feel comfortable that we are actually going to hang on to the 1K there. So it'd be great if we could do that this week. If I'm going to be on a bit more, then it'd be fantastic if we could potentially do it this week. And then it'll be 1,000 cumulative followers, though, which is impressive. Yeah, absolutely. I think I can't remember. There's I think it's Stream Elements. If you go into the Stream Elements scenario, you can see how many people have in total followed you, and I think it's sitting at about 1,300. It's about 1,200 or so that we sorry, my partner's just sent me something which is quite funny. Yeah, it's there's so many people have unfollowed as well as followed, which I suppose is just it's one of those things, people will ebb and flow with the tide. A lot of people probably left after I said I wasn't going to do horror exclusively, and probably haven't gone back to it even as much as I thought. I actually thought I might do a bit more horror than I'm doing, but there's so many other things that I can get involved in, and I think it's going to be great. I almost left when you stopped Twilight Princess. Valid, Chet. If you came here for Zelda content and I stopped playing Zelda content, then I can understand. I do get it, I do kind of flit about a number of things. And I do sort of back off a little bit from playing long games and finishing things at that point. I think having been a horror streamer for quite a while, you get used to the fact that most games that you play in a horror genre will actually be finished by the time you finish stream. So most of the horror games tend to be about 90 minutes long ish. 90 minutes to 2 hours. So you get used to saying, right, on this stream, I'm going to do that. That's it done. I can play a demo and that's just moving on to the next bit. So you get kind of used to the fact that everything's constantly refreshing. Plus the fact that I do kind of want to show off as many games as possible because there's so many good games out there that get totally overlooked because most, you know, the bigger streamers tend to play the really popular games because that's what people want to see. There's so many games get sort of lost in, in the weeds because nobody's really showing them off or playing them. So I tend to feel that it's, I almost want to just play the start of games, show you the first couple of hours of it, and say, look, this is really good fun. And try and encourage people to buy the game for themselves and keep going with it to the end. So rather than going right the way through and spoiling almost the whole thing, I kind of like the fact that I'm almost putting it in it's a sort of putting it to the front and saying, look at this, it's cool, go play it. And it's kind of hard to balance that. It's kind of hard to judge whether people actually want to see you play something all the way from the very start of the game to the very end of the game and everything in between, or whether people actually respond better to seeing lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff that they might never see anybody else play. I tend to fall towards you would expect towards the latter camp there. Every now and again, something just gets hold of me that I think, yeah, I need to play all of this. We did that with E33. Sorry, Jed. We went through from start to finish there. But that was because the game got hold of me and I just absolutely did not want to stop playing it. But I knew also that streaming 3 nights a week, 4 nights a week, I was never going to get time to play it by myself. So I just kept playing it on stream until we actually got it done. That's probably the longest that we've ever played anything on stream, to go through that entire game from start to finish. But yeah, as I say, I think once Duskbloods, the sort of fan repack of Twilight Princess, I think if they do get to a point where you can use your Wii U save, then I'll probably pick it back up again at that point, just to get, because I've had a quick check to see where I think I am, and I think you'd said, Jet, I'm not near the end, but I'm a lot closer to the end than starting again or being in the middle or whatever. So yeah, there seems to be a chunk of stuff still to do, but it wouldn't be insurmountable to pick it up again and just try and do it for maybe even doing it for a week. Maybe we might get to the end of it, depending on how bad I am at it, obviously, and how long it takes me to get through some of the bosses. Do you want me to play Dusklight and get a save up to that point? Nah, but it'll happen. It'll happen. Don't worry. They'll. There's too many people out there who are playing the Wii U version who want to play the Dusklight one. Hello,
Shit.
Grim. How are
Here we
you?
go again.
So they'll downloading now. Indeed, yes. So yeah, that's kind of how I see this next week panning out. I am going to record some stuff over the course of the weekend, I think, and get it up on YouTube. So watch out for that content. And then I will have a look at Next Fest next week and start sort of churning out some play tests. Excuse me. And demos as we go through Next Fest. So I'm quite looking forward to that. As I say, I don't know whether I'll stream every single night. Oh my God, Lily! At least it's good for at least it's good for the bingo. But yeah, I don't know whether I'll stream every single night next week. It does get quite tiring doing it, and the other thing is with my partner being away, then I end up having to walk the boys at night and in the morning. And with them getting up round about 5 a.m. at the moment, I am then up right the way through from 5 a.m. So whether or not I stream every single night next week, or I would imagine there'll be a couple of extra streams, even if it's over the course of the weekend. but I'll just need to play it by ear in terms of how shattered I am. Because yesterday I mean, I was almost. I actually stopped on the way down from Edinburgh yesterday because I could feel myself beginning to get into a sort of dozy state because I'd been awake since the boys are up round about 4 o'clock and start moving about. Now they don't go out until just after 5, but because they're moving about, you never quite get to sleep. You kind of drift off, waking up, drift off, waking up, drift off, waking up. And by the time, even if I've had like 7 hours sleep before that, by the time I actually get up at 5:30, I'm absolutely shattered. And then I had a 2.5 hour drive up to Edinburgh yesterday, then a couple of hours, 3 hours, 4 hours on site, and then I had to drive 2.5 hours back. And within an hour of being back in the car, I was like, I need to stop. I need to get some chocolate. I need to get some Monster and throw that down my neck and try and have a wander around the car park, just get myself, sorted out. Um, because there's nothing worse than being in a car and feeling that you're beginning to get a little bit tired. So nothing happened. Fortunately, I did stop and do the sensible thing and just wander around and, as I say, fired a Monster down my neck and had a wander around the car park for 5-10 minutes, which absolutely helped. So that's that. But I don't want to tire myself out. I got the wobbles today from low blood sugar. Yeah, it's one of those you don't want to have too much of it. I mean, the Monster always have sugar free anyway. Not eating enough from my diet. Yes, yeah. I mean, so long as you're in calorie deficit, you don't need to starve yourself. Do you track any of your food, Jed? Do you use any app to track the calories on your that you're eating in a day? Because I've found that really useful. It's a bit of a pain, but it's really useful in terms of if you've set yourself, a limit of, I don't know, say 1,800 calories. Um, then tracking it on an app is actually pretty good because you can then actually feel like, okay, I've hit my 1,800 and that's that. But if you're seeing that you're going under the 1,800, that's not a good thing. So, I'm just using 1,800 as a a figure. I track everything, but eating has always been an issue for me. I get obsessive and I either overeat massively or just starve myself for it. I see. Okay. Um, I'm not bad, I have to say. Sometimes I wonder why I get, well, there's a reason that I get bigger because I've got a very sedentary lifestyle. I spend most of the day sat in my backside. I do go out, obviously, and walk the boys for an hour at later on at night. But that's kind of my hour of exercise for the day. In between times, I don't move about that much. But by the same token, I don't really pick at food and I don't eat badly. I have my breakfast, I have my lunch, and I have my dinner, and that's it. I don't go, tracking about cupboards looking for stuff, or into the fridge looking for snacks or whatever. I've never really done that. I've just eaten at sort of 4 or 5 hour intervals. I always have breakfast. I don't know how anybody in the world can't have breakfast. My favorite meal of the day, and absolutely need to eat something first thing in the morning. I think if you're not eating first thing in the morning, then you're setting yourself. You see, that's I think that's where a lot of people's issues start because technically breakfast should be the biggest meal you eat in the day because you've got the longest amount of time to burn off the calories. So you should eat your biggest meal of the day at breakfast time, and then middle of the day you should eat the second biggest meal, and your dinner should actually be the lightest meal that you eat in a day because you don't have as much time to digest the food before you go to sleep. And if you're going to sleep on a full stomach, you can't burn the calories, so it converts into fat, and that's how you get big. So there's very much a science to it, and unfortunately, no, you shouldn't sleep after you eat. That's not good for your digestion at all. Um, but yeah, when I used to go, I mean, I'm talking 20 odd years ago, I used to go to the gym fairly regularly. And unfortunately, I just began to get quite, not obsessive about food, but obsessive about tracking things. And it does become very scientific in my head. You need to do that with that with that with that. So if you're burning calories there, you need to have this and have that and this. No evidence that having food in your digestion makes you fat. Yeah, well, sort of common sense would dictate that you don't go to sleep with a big full stomach. It certainly doesn't feel. If you've ever done that, where you've gone out for dinner at night time and then gone to sleep relatively quickly after that, and the next morning is never particularly, well, for me anyway, it's never a particularly good time. You get that horrible empty feeling that you're like, everything just feels like that's not good. I don't like going to sleep knowing that my stomach is relatively full. It's difficult though, because it's a lifestyle thing as well. People tend to be out of the house quickly in the morning. You're on the go all day, so you don't actually throw stuff down your throat. So you kind of have to eat at nighttime. But I suppose it's what you eat as well. But I suppose the thing for me is that I don't tend to snack, but I need to exercise more. The older you get, the more you need to exercise, because it's not about how much. I would probably eat under 2,000 calories of stuff a day. I'd probably be round about the 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. Um, so it's not that I'm overeating, and I'm not. I have vegetables, I have fruit, I have salads. It's not that I'm eating a ton of sugar. I very rare. We don't have biscuits in the house. We very rarely have bread in the house. We don't eat a lot of pasta. Um, so it's nothing like that. It's just because I sit on my ass the whole day and I don't actually get up and really vigorously exercise. Because even when you're out with the dogs, they stop and they sniff. So you're kind of walking for 10 yards and stopping and letting them sniff about, and then you're walking for 10 yards, and you never really get into a super good rhythm where you're burning calories like crazy. I had a banana, a fulfill bar, and a small sandwich today as 3 separate snacks across the day. Even that wasn't enough, so I came home and had a massive pizza, 2 glasses of wine. Yes, I can see there's maybe a balancing issue there. I mean, there's nothing to stop you. There is science that says rather than having 3 meals a day, you could have 4, 5, 6 meals a day, but make them a lot smaller and just space them out so that your body's constantly burning the calories. A lot of bodybuilders do that. They have a number, it's like 5 different meals a day, in order to make sure the proteins. You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one, indeed. So yeah, it is. It's an interesting field of study, let's say. But I began to get a little bit. I wouldn't say I was obsessed with it, but I was beginning to concentrate far more than I probably should have been on what I was taking it, because I was down to the point of, and this is a long time ago, when I was actively trying to pack on muscle, etc. I was down to sort of breaking the food down into 3 parts carbohydrate to 3 parts protein to 2 parts carbohydrate to 1 part fat, and balancing meals like that, and that's where it becomes a little bit okay. We may have crossed the line here. So yeah, that's not a good scenario to be into. But yeah, you guess basically turning your life around. Yeah, it was. I mean, I basically had food diaries, and I knew foods that broke down into those categories. And I just basically ate the same thing every. I mean, I'm fortunate in a way that I really. It's wrong of me to say that I don't enjoy food. I love eating, but I'm not a foodie. I mean, basically, you could give me pie and chips, and I'd be equally as happy as going to a 5-star Michelin restaurant. In fact, I'd probably be happier, because in my brain, a good meal is lots of food. So, so if you take me to a 5-star Michelin restaurant, or a 2-star Michelin restaurant or whatever, and give me like all these little courses of about 3 bites, I probably wouldn't be that happy with that. I need to see, a substantial portion on my plate, and that that constitutes a good meal. So yeah, I'm nowhere near a foodie. I couldn't really care less about how good the food is. I just want it to be tasty. All that money for such a tiny amount of food. Yeah, yeah. I don't have my palate is not developed enough for me to enjoy or be taken to any kind of thing like that. I'd be like, nah, no thanks. I'd rather spend the money on something else completely different. Take me to a good steakhouse or whatever, and I'd be absolutely delighted with that. Or a good Japanese restaurant or something. Well, a lot of your tastes are questionable. Indeed, yes, absolutely. Um, but yeah, I've always, even from being a kid, we just had homemade solid meals, you know. My mum always sort of, very rarely did we get, I mean, it was the 70s, right enough. So the convenience food wasn't really a thing in the 70s. It was just beginning to come in. So you kind of got a lot of home cooked meals, like, shepherd's pie or, I don't know, um, spaghetti bolognese was actually quite exotic or whatever at that point. So, but it was that kind of meal. We got a meal, and then we got like custard and fruit or something after it. There was always some sort of, or custard and apple crumble or something like that. Spag bol was a culinary delight. It was, yes, absolutely. Shepherd's pie. Couldn't think of much worse. I love it a bit. Shepherd's pie, beautiful. But yeah, so we're always had a couple of veg, some potato, and some sort of meat, and that was the way I kind of grew up. So I've always just had those three meals all the way through, and I've just maintained that. But I don't really I don't go out and buy stuff because I do all the food shopping for the house, um, and I don't buy stuff that you can snack on, because ultimately, if I'm in the house all day, I'd probably start to go downstairs and start looking at, is there anything here that I could, but I never really feel hungry during the day. So anyway, that's where we're at. Let's go and do the Scamsino and see where we get to. Oh god, yeah, whole packet was, yeah. I mean, if you opened a packet of Jaffa cakes in front of me, they'd be gone in probably a few minutes. That is a definite weakness. Jaffa cakes, indeed. Ta-da! There we go. That's what it was today. I was a basic B today. So let's what? Ooh, somebody did. What was that? Lily wins. There we go. That's me. I'm not keen on Ferrero Rocher. Ferrero Rocher are weird. Not really that keen on them, to be fair. It seems that I think Ferrero Rocher, they think that they're better than they actually are. Anywho, I'll do the green screen and get all sorted out, and then we'll get back into our letter lost, which we had great fun. Nah, not good. Not good at all. Righty, righty. Why did that game not suddenly appear there? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You can hear me, but you can't see me. Let's do that. Yay! I'm going to do this a little bit. I'm going to make myself slightly bigger here. I just noticing on the VOD that I wasn't crushed into the corner of the VOD. This game's doing really well for the team. They've sold over 1,000 units in the first 24 hours, which is amazing for a small dev team on their first game. Very much deserved, I would say. But we had a lot of fun with it last time. Now, this is the actual full version of the game as well. So I was playing on a dev build. So it'll be interesting to see the differences. Hopefully everything works and it all transfers across and we just start where we finished off. Right, okay. Oops. At least our... Right, we've got a couple of things to do that we had from last time. Okay, the first thing I want to do... Look at this... What? Look at all these letters. That's crazy. I'm going to put that there. No, I don't want to do that there. Put that there. How am I going to get through all that? That's mad. I can't believe that. Right. Mails to Drag Shallow Bay must be stamped returned to sender. Letters to Dolith Hills must be stamped then shredded. What the heck? Now I think these ones are okay. Mail to Drag Shallow Bay must be stamped returned to sender. Oh hell. What did I do? I put it there and then immediately did the wrong thing. Okay. So what happens when I hand you this package? I stamp it, chuck it in the chute, and send it out in a truck? Honestly, I have no idea. Yeah. Well, that's not very exciting. Anyways, here, take this. And try not to drop it, please. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, so... This is marked return to sender. Oh, God. In a hurry. Here's the letter. Please make sure it gets mailed. Thanks. Okay. Dolith Hills. That needs to... Oh, but that needs to get shredded. Don't like that thing. Okay. Westvale, okay. I'm gonna try and do this. The thing I got to last time was okay, that's for pickup. So that's fine. The thing that I got to last time was I was spending far too long trying to do all the bits and bobs and not enough time trying to work out what was happening. Okay, but I've got so many letters now that I just don't think I've got enough time to go through and get rid of them all. So that's Drag Shallow Bay as well, and that must be marked return to sender. And then that goes there, and then return to sender. Tag shall obey. Return to sender. Oh god. Okay, Westvale. Oh god. Westvale. And then 2. Infinite bread. Okay, Dolith. Okay, E. And then Westvale. Return to sender. Right, okay, we can go here. Hello? Ooh, that's not good. It looks like it's crashed. Oops daisy. Unfortunately, it did crash. Which is a bit weird because it never crashed at all last time we were playing it. Load saved game. We are indeed back. Right. I'm not sure whether I should just leave the letters, but there's so many of them. Right, so we've done the parcels. There was something about in here. There's something we need to work out in here. Right. The post office should be the bustling hub of downtown Westvale. Here are the proposed change notes to bring in more business. Use the design blueprint for visual reference. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this here. So that one. I am struggling with this, you know. I really love the game, but my brain is so. Oh, Brielle has returned, a package in hand once more. The confidence she exudes seems earned, as though she's overly familiar with the denizens lurking in Carnham's fog. Hey, package to send here. Nice to see you again. You get anything for me? Name's Brielle. I do. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is for her, as is this. But it is. That's who I need to give it to. Because that's the secret admirer one. See anything strange last species? Oh, yeah. Who do you work for? The Island Bureau of Weirdo Investigations. Now that you mention it, enlighten me. There's this one woman. She's always coming here wet, dripping with water, and talks strangely. She's been here a few times this week. She's long, dark hair, and big eyes. You can't miss her. Yes, has she given you anything? Yes, she gave me this package. Give it to me. Okay. Right, okay. Hello? That's what I just tried to give you. This thing reeks of magic. You're lucky you didn't open this. Whatever's inside is gnarly. It what? The woman I'm looking for. What was she like? She was nice, a little lonely, I think. She was freaky. I would be careful. She was interesting. I bet you two would hit it off. You're funnier than you know. Really, though, you should try talking to her. Carefully, don't get too cocky. Talk to her? Yes. Hi, will you pretty please stop drowning people, or I'll have to chop your head off. Okay? You're right, I'll try that. Genuinely, I think you guys are more common than you think. It's cute how naive you are. Don't worry, I'm here to save the day. Okay. Right, so anyway. Where's this going? Deathly Slayers Incorporated. I'm not going to do that because that needs to get to where it needs to go. So I'm just going to leave that one at the moment. So anyway, we've got this book and we've got the doors here. So get an exit. So sauna under the freezer. What's that? Okay, the freezer. I think we're going to need to try and work out what way to flick the switches here. So what's first, what's second, etc. All the way down to the bottom, which should be the last one, obviously, I would have thought. Okay, so if we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Freezer. Oh, sauna is under the freezer. So, is this what we're saying? That sauna is the first one we flip? So that one's 1. We'll try it this way to start with. And then the freezer is 2. And then the pigeon housing is 3. And then the community garden, where the heck? The garden is 4. And then the kitchen is 5. And then the penthouse is 6. And then the weight room is 7. And then the nursery is 8. And then we flip the bottom switch as 9. Right, let's try it this way anyway. And see if this is... Okay. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I think I might have... Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's not that then. I thought I may just have done something right. What's good? Sauna is under the freezer. Looking for it. Okay, this image should help. And a centralized main exit once you're all done. Okay, I get that. The post office should be the bustling hub of downtown Westvale. Here are the proposed change notes to bring in more business. Use the design blueprint for visual reference. Sauna, put it under the freezer. But I'm struggling to work out from this. It's obviously the number of... You have to flick the switches. But I don't know whether we're... I'm struggling to actually work out an order from what it says here. I would have thought it wouldn't have been super, super difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the way that I'm doing it. So is there another... I can't work out what else that would be. Okay. The other thing is, can we get out of here? And can we... Okay, so we can't do that. We can only... struggling. Struggling, struggling, struggling. Right, let's go across here. Okay, so we've got this. What the heck? I don't know what that is. What's that? Okay. And that's there. Dude. I'm desperately trying to get all this done. This is going to be terrible. And it made no money. Oh, the other thing is I've made money. That's a different picture. That's changed since we were last playing. There's been no more phone numbers. Okay. I can't touch them. Is there anything else in here? So that's not changed. None of that's changed. I can't do anything with that. I can still pick them up. I'm not entirely sure why. Can't pick that up. I can't pick that up. We've got that letter. That's the letter that tells us the post office should be the sauna freezer. Birds need to go up. We need to garden, keep off the grass. Yeah, I'm not grasping that puzzle at all. Unfortunately. Okay, so that's the... there's nothing more in here, I don't think that we can... Okay, I'm going to go and sleep. I'm now in a bit of a loop that I'm like... I really need to understand what that... how to flip those switches. I feel. The other thing is... Oh, God. I've actually got money to spend. So, I think... I'm not going to spend it on that or that. I think we should buy... stuff that's going to be useful. So buy that. Okay, and then eyed stamps. Erasable stamps. I think that's probably quite good in terms of if I make a mistake. And that's probably me down to not being able to buy anything more anyway. Then we can get the record player maybe. Right, where's the beepy thing then? Where's the thing that makes the beeps? Right, okay, so we've now got no... So we can now get that to Drag Shallow Bay. We've got no restrictions on the parcels. Are we still picking them up from up here? No, that's fine. Okay, so that's become better. Dolith. Okay. And then that can do this and this. Okay. And that's there. So that's all gone. What's going on with this, do we think? Oh, maybe we need to switch the... Oh, maybe it's the black... Do we need to put the black light on? No, it doesn't appear so. Right. Sauna under the freezer. Freezer, gloves on for safety. Pigeon housing, birds need to go up. Community garden, keep off the grass for that perfect over easy egg. Penthouse towards the top. Weight room towards the bottom. A nursery. So I don't... Can anybody see a pattern there? Other than the sauna is the first thing you should flip. The freezer is the second thing you should flip. The pigeon's the third. I'm not seeing anything that says do that first or do that second. So I'm taking it almost as a... But it's not working like that. Because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Struggling big time. Work out what that's supposed to do. And then we can put this here. And that there. That there. That there. That there. That there. So we've got all that at the moment. Okay. So that's all done. Is there anything else we can pick up here? No. Angel. Employee of the week is Angel. Honestly, where's the beepy thing? Where's the thing I just bought that beeps? Where's that turn up?
At him and scratched his face and bit him on the arm, and then she just ran back to keep dancing.
All day yodeling.
There, I think I've got it. Let's try it out.
Nothing is happening. A dead end after all?
Maybe I got the number wrong. Let me try another number.
Okay.
Hello?
Sedna waits you at the window looking uncharacteristically cross. Gift giver. Or should I call you not gift giver? Ooh. My gift did not reach its person. Instead, you squawked to her. Why? The not gift giver. Why would I give people nots? That's a very Jet response. You were meant to give my gift, not interfere with its giving. Is there an issue here? Brielle's sudden arrival charges the air with a thick tension. Brielle's gaze sweeps over Sedna, whose demeanour suddenly wilts. Ooh. No, it's okay. Is that so? Not surprised to find you here after the night we had. You two have met? We have. Last night on the beach. My beach, where you threatened me. I seem to recall you threatening me right back. What is happening here? I just came to chat with our mutual male person. Don't let me interrupt. I must go. Safe parting to you both. Sedna turns and hastily slips into the mist. You have to tell me. You're gonna spill the tea? Yeah, I'll see you around. No! This is not good news.
Where are we?
Is anyone there?
I am. Hello?
Scarlet, what is going on? What is that?
Marching Madness, Susathorn. Edgar Allan Poe. The Best of the Bard. Okay.
Oh my god, it's a raid!
Hello, Pause. How are you? 2 secondos. Lovely to see you in. Let's just jump across here. Let's solve this. Indeed, I need all the help I can get. Sorry, let me do this. I shall appear in front of you. Ha ha ha. Welcome in, readers. Welcome, Pause. Welcome, Bladino. How are you all tonight? For those of you that don't know me, I am older than Death, also known as Death or Deathy. I am a Scottish variety streamer who plays mainly indie games, but also plays some AAA here and there. I also stream for charity, so all bits, primes, subs, and donations bypass my pocket and go straight to the charity of the quarter. You were playing Zookeeper again tonight, weren't you? A Planet Zoo you were playing. Pause. How was it? Was it good? Have you managed to build any more fantastic structures? Anywho, let's just do this while we're here. And we can. Well, I was going to say we can, but for some weird reason, you're not here. You are not here. Let me do this then. Do that, and then that, and that. And then we can do this, and that, and then this, and there. Yes. How is Letter lost? It's good. However, I am slightly confused at this point in time. So you've come at a good time. Because I am stuck on a puzzle. I can't get my head around the puzzle at all. I keep looking at it and I keep thinking, is there a pattern here? Is there not a pattern here? I'm really enjoying the game. I spent 4 hours building an AMP suit from Avatar. Okay, that would be completely lost on me, Pause, because I've never seen Avatar. So anyway, let's jump back. Thank you so much for bringing your community across. If anybody needs to raid and run, go and do some post-stream care. Please feel free to do so. I won't hold you hostage. If you want to see a game about working in a very, very strange post office, where there's a bit of tea going on, and we're trying to solve a bit of a mystery, then this is the very place for you. I'll jump across to here, and then we can resume the game. Okay, so we've now got this beepy channel, which is obviously coming across in Morse code, but I'm not 100% sure. Hello, Void. How are you? Okay, so we've bought that radio channel. Lovely to see you in. Right, okay. People with puzzling minds. Let me do that. Oh, God. Hey, how are you today? I'm fine, yes. I'm so happy for you. Oh, sorry to hear that. I wasn't listening, to be honest. Here are some letters. Can you get those sent for me? Yep. Sorry, gotta run, thanks. Okay. The thing I'm struggling with most, pause, is that you can see there's a lot of letters here. And, yeah. I'm struggling to actually work out a bit of a pattern to... Okay, letters to Duluth must be stamped and then shredded. There's a lot of stuff happening. Duluth Hills, okay.
Your trusted source for local news. Have a good night.
Duluth Hills. Oh, don't tell me it's crashed again. Oh, okay. Westfield. Oh, I just don't have enough time in the day. Yeah, I have. I'll just I'll check. Okay. So I wonder if I can right, let me do this. 6245. 62 okay. So I can't do that here. I need to do it in the downstairs. Here. I feel like I'm missing something fairly straightforward, if I'm honest. But I can't actually work out what it is that I'm missing. Anyway, let's go to bed. Right, let's go, and before we do anything else, let's go down and let you all have a look at this puzzle, because I should be able to work this out. I should be able to get something out of this. So, we've got this thing here, which is all light switches, basically, which corresponds to this, a proposed building expansion. So we've got 8 switches effectively, and the one sort of master at the bottom. This is a pictorial version of what is on here. So this is the blueprint, and on this side, post office should be the bustling hub of downtown Westville, which I don't think means anything. Here are the proposed change notes to bring in more business. Use the design blueprint for visual reference. So what I'm thinking, and this is obviously not right because it's not working, is that sauna is there unless... Hang on a minute. I'll try something else. The only other thing it could be... What I thought was that the sauna was number 1. But actually it's maybe not. Maybe it's... But how do you know which way round it is? Okay. Because you don't know how they're numbered. The only reference you've got is that sauna, freezer, pigeon house. Yeah. Do they have on switch? How do you mean, sorry, Kaz? You can flip the switches. So my thought process there was that the sauna would be the first switch that you flipped. So that would be the first switch to flip. And then you would go to the freezer. And then you would go to the pigeon house. And then you would go to the community garden. And then you would go to the kitchen. And then you would go to the penthouse. And then you go to the weight room. And then you go to the nursery. Which would allow you to flip the switch and open everything up. But it's not that. Because you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and flip the switch and it doesn't work. So I'm kind of lost as to what it is that it's trying to tell me. What does this mean? Where do we start? And a centralized... So that's obviously the last button that you need to click. And a centralized main exit once you're all done. But I just don't understand it. I'm not grasping what it is. If it's more complicated than that. Or if I need to get something else to sort of... I think everything I need is here. Right, I have an idea. Do they turn in a sequence? Like show a little light next to another switch? Do they turn in a sequence? I don't think... Well, no, I don't think there are any... There's no, like... There's no lights go on beside them to say that they're on or off. So we had the dev in chat the other night, and the dev said, you've got this, and you've got that. And they gave us the hint that this representation here kind of looked like this. Which was as good as go and flick the switches on that in the right sequence. Oh, are they connected to things outside? I don't think so. I think that would be overly complicated because you wouldn't be able to see what was going on all the time. It's definitely good. I think the whole thing can be solved with these 2 pages basically. The clues and solution are in these 2 pages. The bit I don't get is what sequence... I think the puzzle is solved by putting those switches on in the right sequence. The bit I'm not getting at the moment is how the explanation on the right corresponds to which switch you should put on first. The only one I've got reasonable certainty is that the bottom one is the last one you put on, because you can't flick it on to begin with. So it obviously only works when all the other switches have been put on, or at least one of the other switches has been put on. But I just don't... I'm not grasping how this, the sauna, freezer, pigeon house description and this picture of the penthouse, the nursery, the freezer, etc. relates to which switches you should put on first and last. Anyhow, Let's go back in here. Okay, so I've got no packages to worry about at this point in time. So yeah, the very fact that I'm not really getting anybody coming with letters is pen pal, send blank mail anywhere to connect our citizens. Mail was okay, so that's fine. And the only other thing I've got that can move things on is I've got a key, but I can't use the key, I don't think, until I can get back to the dungeon, which is where we started. It's a bit frustrating. Right, okay, let's just go through here. Hang on. Let's drag shallow B must be stamped then shredded. Mail to Wistvale must be... Okay, so return to sender. See... Okay, Dolith Hills. That's fine. Dolith Hills is fine. Wistvale needs to go there. Blank mail anywhere. Send blank mail anywhere to connect our citizens. Oh God, I don't know. Okay, that's there. Return to sender. Dolith. Return to sender. So it's yeah, I'm coming. Do you think I've ever sent this package before? Why would you have sent it multiple times? Well, I don't know. You're the expert here. That's why I asked you. Anyway, here it is. Can you get this sent out for me? Thanks. Okay. Drag shallow B. So that's fine. I can do that, and I can get this, and I can do that, and I can do that. And then I can do that, and I can ping... ping that in there. And now that I've done that, I can zoom through here, and I can do this. I can do that, and I can do this. And I can do that. Oh, good grief. Okay. And then we can go back here. Oh, here she is again. Her usual nonchalance is gone, replaced by a happy glow. Okay. Hey. Nothing to send this time, just wanted to thank you. For what? Yesterday, I followed her, Sedna, and we talked some more. I'm taking her out tonight. You're going on a date? For a minute, I thought she meant like she was going to assassinate her. I'm thinking of taking her up to Grimaw's Peak. Look out over the whole island. Will you be able to see it through the fog? There are breaks in the clouds if you watch long enough. I would love to see the island like that. Yeah. Okay. You've got this, Brielle. You can do this. You should bring a gift with you. Oh, I should have thought of that. You've talked with her before, right? What should I get? Some nice shoes. Shoes? Really? All right, I'll trust you. In fact, I could give you some shoes. How will I get a shoe size? I'll figure it out. Thanks. I'll let you get back to whatever it is you do. Okay, so we know that she needs shoes, which is fine. That's all right. Need to do this. Dolith. So that's okay. Oh God. Dolith. Drag shallow must be stamped. This is becoming complicated though, because I don't want to put something in. Dolith. Is this guy still on here? Yes. He's there. What's that? Okay, so there's now no... Oops. God, that's another day past. And I've literally... I'm really struggling now. I need to solve that problem. I need to solve that puzzle, but I've got no understanding of how to do it. Mailing errors 1. That was that blank letter, wasn't it? I needed to put an actual address on it rather than just leave it blank. Is that going to do anything again? Let's see if there's going to follow. Okay, we are going back into it again. Okay. So we still can't pick any of that up. The shadows chew at your eyes and the paper lying limp on the desk calls to you. Scribed on the paper are 3 questions. Each one... This is exactly the same as what happened last time. When we resisted. Resist. Okay. Okay, so... I keep coming in here in the hope that something new will appear. But nothing... Oh, what's this? Tamed by love and magic. 2 born foes find affection and connection almost foreign to these dismal shores. Ooh, so if we make connections with people, then we get a little sort of trophy thing in the cabinet. That's interesting. The closet we looked at last time. What's this? Post office history. The writing in this book is faded and illegible except for the following passages. Notable moments in post office history. 387th Annual Carnum Isle Mailing Competition. A grueling challenge to see who could earn the most money in a single day. In 3rd place, Postmaster earned 826 by heroically shipping all of the items from the bathroom, including the toilet paper, to the Carnum Memorial Hospital. What a shame the hospital had been closed for years and was unable to accept such a generous donation. In 2nd place, the postmaster known as Capricious Muse earned 860 with a clever piece of art. Over the week, they lost their mind creating a beautiful painting with $860 worth of packages and shipped that instead, fooling our automated mail scoring system. When asked for comment, they responded, "The liminal void, it beckons." In 1st place, Postmaster Nanashi bent space and time itself to earn 1,020 in a single day. It is currently unknown as to how Nanashi earned this much, so they have been relocated to the penance chamber for questioning, and we will have an answer eventually. Some say you can still hear their screams echoing throughout the mailroom today, but we assure you that's just the new ventilation system, and we recommend ignoring the sound. Early postal pitfalls. In the early days of the post office, we were not yet established enough to offer such robust care packages for our employees, and death on the job was a commonplace incident. Most common deaths included, but not limited to, accidentally shredding yourself. Well, I've already lost my fingers when I was playing the demo, so I know about that one. Impaled while trying to escape through the customer window. Sending yourself through the pneumatic tube, or locking yourself in the safety deposit box. Okay, interesting. Let's go to sleep. Okay, so there's been a little bit of movement there. Okay, Liv's now on the phone. Ooh.
Huh. First time I've
First
seen a
time.
post office employee play
played matchmaker.
Oh, okay. So Liv has worked that. How's Liv worked that out?
Not bad. Not your job, of course, but not bad.
Uh-huh. Okay. Weekly performance report, palette score, -6. No pay. Damn it. Right, so we need to go back here, though. Because this will allow us... Ooh, this has now got something stuck in it. Shoddy foundations, scarred stone, hidden keys. Yes, we know that. We've been here before. Ah! You have what you need to escape. Uh-huh. Yes, we've got that. Open the door. Okay, now we've got another key here. Swap keys. Ammon's dungeon. You read this. Dear you, you are Ammon Byrne. You have a wife, a daughter, and a brother you hate. Don't go back to the dungeon. Don't step outside. Don't forget what your father told you. And don't forget that none of this matters. Every day, a little more of you will slip away. I know it's worse this week than it was the last. And the one before that. This letter is your lifeline. You wrote this when most of you, me, we, was still here. Read this every week. Do the bare minimum and hold on. There must be a way out. Okay. Is that it? What's this? That's a very interesting painting. It's a very interesting ceiling as well. Ooh. Okay. It's now teasing me. Oh, I've got a record. Because that's the first time drawers have opened. But there's nothing in there. Okay, so that's Amon's dungeon. So still, there's yet another. There's 2 more doors that we need to open somehow.
Good morning, rookie. All
Yes.
rested up and ready for your big first day?
Okay. Liv, are you ever going to remember who I
That's
am?
me. How'd you know? Do I sound like a Liv?
I was really hoping to move past my first
I'm
week
sure
eventually.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes?
This is the first day of the rest of your career at the
No,
Carnum
you're
Post
gaslighting
office.
me.
Why don't you take a deep breath, chant some mantras, center yourself?
No, I didn't.
Your first day at Carnum Isle Post is a big to-do.
Why don't you take a deep breath, chant some mantras, center yourself. First day, kind of big to do. I am in control. I am the mind czar. I am a letter on the wind. Watch how I soar.
Would you look at that? Nearly time to open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending Amon over to give you a refresher on how to process the
Yes, but
The fresh air would do him some good, and I know he'd be so excited to see you again.
okay. Send him over. I need to talk to him. Maybe Amon will tell me what's going on here. This is my first day. How would he see me again? I already know how to process the mail. Send him over.
Splendid. I'll send him over post haste.
Yes,
In the
ha, ha, ha.
meantime, keep in mind what I told you, and you'll do just fine. And if it ever gets to be too much, just remember.
Yeah,
it
you
was
keep
your
saying
choices
that,
led
Liv.
you here. Good luck. Talk soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right, what's the man saying this time? How do I get out of here? Oh, you startled me. Sorry, I feel like I'm in the wrong place. I didn't expect to see anyone else. Is there something I can mail for you today? I found this letter for you. A letter? For me? What's this? I found it in your cell. In my cell? Amon's eyes widen as he reads through the contents of the letter. So, I found a way out? Am I free? But then, why am I still here if I escaped? Are they still looking for me? Liv has been using you to teach me how to process the mail. Liv is using me to teach you how to mail? I guess I didn't make it very far after getting out, but I'm not sure. I only remember bits and pieces, but it's slowly coming back. Wait, who are you? I am just the next person they trapped in here. Trapped? I remember now. You need to get out of there immediately. I think I remember how I escaped. Please tell me what I need to do. My memory is still hazy, but I remember there was a code. You have to call the help service line. I think it's 6245. And what's the code? What if Liv finds out? Why should I trust you? And what's the code? The code is... Amon's eyes glaze over for a moment as he stares vacantly towards you. Amon, snap out of it. Call 6245. The code is... It's on the letter I give you. I remember. Read the letter. I hid it in the name somehow. There is no Frank Boggin. I made up the name to help me remember. But was the code the first or the last name? Quick, get the letter out before... The letter is... It's... Oh, you startled me. I'm Amon. I have a letter to send. It's addressed to someone in Traction. But you need to use the name on the letter to escape. Hold onto it. Hand me the letter and I'll come back for you if I can. Yes, that sounds nice. I think I'll just... Goodbye for now. This is weird, man.
Well, that was interesting.
Okay, Liv.
I wouldn't pay much attention to his ramblings, rookie. They're more likely to waste your time
Yes.
than lead you
I'm
anywhere.
on to you, Liv.
Keep your head down, power through, and you'll be just fine.
He was a former postal employee.
He
Shouldn't I
doesn't
be
work
learning
here
from him?
anymore, and that should tell you exactly how good of an employee he was.
Ooh, Liv's getting a bit snippy.
And anyway, you've got me. I'm all the role model you could ask for.
Do you really expect me to ignore that?
Ignore, don't ignore. It won't make any difference to me. You know what it will affect? Your stipend.
Ooh,
How are you
okay.
supposed to afford that fancy lighting setup I saw in the catalog if you're not doing your job?
I'm not really that fussed about the lights of the wallpaper, to be quite honest. I'm not just going to sit around and wait to become like him. Talking to you is a waste of time. I'm getting out of here. Fancy lighting, I suppose. Nah.
It's
Okay.
cute that you think you have a choice.
Mm-hmm. I am my own...
Now be a good little postal employee and get back to work.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. So we've got another clue. Frank Boggin, 5555, Eel Edison Street. So do we think the code's 5555? Maybe it's not that literal. Let's try this. Only static crackles over the line. So it was 6245.
Greetings, name of valued employee. You may access the following commands. Mail controls, report an incident, other, or end call.
Other?
You selected other.
Uh-huh.
Please state your reasoning for requesting to connect with the other.
The other should be
Your
expecting me.
petition to connect with the other has been denied at this time.
Ooh, okay.
If you wish to attempt to connect to the other directly, please dial 5.
Uh-huh.
You may access the following commands. Mail controls, report an incident, other,
Uh,
or your petition to speak with the other has... If you wish to attempt to connect to the other directly,
Okay.
please dial 5. Returning to... You may access the following commands.
End the call.
No need to say this option out loud.
Right. It's not really helped at all, has it? Attention, postal worker. Infraction code 5312. A letter you mailed had no address. It will now drift aimlessly forever because of you. Okay, yeah, whatever. I honestly don't really know what to do. Oh, good. All the letters have gone now. Thankfully. Right, okay. Oh, open letters. Letters to Mistvale must be opened. Open, yes. Primrose Schonfield, could you give me a hand hauling some dirt in my yard tomorrow? It's really a two-person job, particularly when the dirt keeps multiplying when I'm not looking. If someone doesn't keep an eye on it, I worry it will swallow the whole island. Okay. Do I still post these? This is a notice from the Westvale Public Library. Your recent loan is now overdue. Please return the book as soon as possible. Overdue the Kelpie Diaries. Okay. Dolith. Oops, damn it. Okay, open. Hello, my friend. Lighthouse work has been great for me. I hardly miss social interaction. I have seen 635 boats since you last wrote and identified a flock of 87 individual gulls. They really are quite identifiable when you get to know them. Please write me again as soon as possible. Okay, something weird is happening there because you don't identify that number of gulls. Right, let's go there, and I just want to get rid of all these letters this time. Now that we've reset. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we're going Westvale, Westvale, Dolith, Westvale, Dolith, drag shallow, drag shallow, drag shallow. Right, so we're sorted. The week has recommenced. We're rocking and rolling. There's no restriction on the packages, so that's good. We can just do that, scan, and then throw that in there, and then that Dolith. There, and then this Dolith as well. Okay. Okay, so that's all gone. Well, here she comes. How can I help you? Is service always this leisurely? We've seen her before. Sorry, I'm new to the job. Of course, but yes, we've been here before, and there should be a package from you on your left. It's addressed to Blythe, Matilda Blythe. Yes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We've dealt with her. She's gone. Okay. Dude, where did she go? Right, let's open this. I can't remember. Do so for me. 6245 Frank Boggin. First or last name. Liv says keys go in doors that have keyholes. There must be a way out. First, I am so terminally stupid with this. Why am I not getting any of these puzzles? I'm liking it, but I'm so stupid that I can't work out what any of the puzzles are. I can't remember. Do so for me. 6245. Yes. Frank Boggin, first or last name? Liv says keys go indoors that have keyholes. There must be a way out. Ah. Six, 2, 4, 5.
Greetings.
Yes.
You may access the following commands. Mail controls, report an incident, other, or end call. You selected. Please recite your incident code comprising of Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Omicron.
I have no idea. Can I just escape out of here? No. Oh, it must be B-O... No, because that's... No.
Input complete. Was your code valid? Correct. The incident report system is a very important part of keeping you safe. We would like to remind you that an excess of false reports to this system may returning to root. You may access the following commands. Mail controls, report an incident, other, or you select your petition to speak with the other. If you wish to attempt to connect to the other, returning you may access the following
Okay,
commands.
so that's kind of
No
stuff
need to say
that.
this option out.
Right, so we've got two things that we need to try and work out. The first is this stupid puzzle with the switches in here. And the other one is this here. I can't remember. Do so for me. 6245, which is the number we've dialed, which gives us access to that system. Frank Boggin. First or last name? Liv says keys go in doors that have keyholes. There must be a way out. I don't understand it. Frank Boggin, first or last name? There's no way of... I mean, there was Beta, Omicron, Gamma, Gamma, Alpha, but there's no N for the code. And then there wasn't an F or an R. First or last name? And I think I'm now looking at this so much, I've completely lost the plot of... Oh, hang on a minute, I'll put this over here. Oh. If you turn on a switch and the wall and wait, does anything happen? I don't think so. We'll try it. Someone makes their way slowly towards the customer window with a confused look on their face. Their eyes dart back and forth, scanning the outside of the building, and they seem startled when they see you staring back at them. Oh, I didn't expect to see anyone. Apologies. Who are you? I'm just the postmaster here. Nobody important. No. Who are you? I'm not sure what you mean. I fear I'm not asking my question correctly. Let me be more specific. I'm looking for a much deeper answer. Look inward and really put some thought into this. Who are you, metaphorically speaking? I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Is it random? I'm a bird migrating an unfathomable distance to an unknowable land. I'll say yes. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Just remember, only you have the power to decide your true nature when you emerge, not the cocoon. Don't let the cocoon or anyone else tell you what that is. Don't forget that. I will never forget your words. That's incredibly inspiring. Are you not from around here? Nobody else speaks to me like this. Wait, what is this place? How did I get here? Who are you? Have we met? We just had an entire Impossible! I just arrived. I see him at the post office with a letter in my hand. I assume I intended to hand this to you. Thanks and goodbye. Okay. So confused. Right. Okay. Okay, we're going to turn on this for Kaz to see. I honestly do think it's something to do with the order you flick those switches on. I don't think it's anything more difficult than that. Ooh, interesting. The black light has gone. I don't think it's anything more complex than get the right order of flicking those switches. I don't think there's any visual representation of what happens. It's just if you flick all those 8 switches on at the right way and click that bottom one, something will open. But I've got I can't fathom what that would be. Okay. Can we open any of these drawers? No. They've all remained. So we can't do anything with that. None of these open. I can't use that. I can't look at that any more detailed. We can pick that up. We've read that. We've read that. Can't do anything with that. That's the whole... Yeah. Post office should be the bustling hub, blah, 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 blah. And then that, and then this. And there's nothing more in here. That we can use. And I can't... There doesn't appear to be anything in here that I can particularly utilize. I might have to look the solution to the puzzle up, because I just I don't think we're going to progress anywhere until we get the solution to that puzzle. Okay. Can I pick up each and every one of those? I can. Okay. I don't think that makes any difference, to be fair, but... Right. Oh, it's dark. Okay, it's not dark anymore. Is there anything here that's given us a clue as to what we should be doing? Who's this dude that keeps appearing? I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's given us a clue anywhere. And we're back to this again. I'm just kind of wandering around and around and round. Where's Liv and Harrison when I need them? Okay, my soul is in the sky. Okay, I don't believe that they would hide it in one of these because there's loads of books there. Okay, letters to Westphal must be stamped, then shredded. Damn it. I'd be as well to make some money. While I'm at it. Nothing too exciting today, just a package. Oh, and please turn off any music while mailing it. It needs to be nice and quiet. Okay, that's an odd request. Shh, keep it down, please. It's sleeping. At least I assume it is. Thanks in advance. Okay. What? I'm not playing any music, so... That should be okay. What have we got here? Nothing from there yet. Okay. Drag shallow. I just feel like I'm wasting time. Like I'm not moving anything on because I need to work out what the hell to do with that puzzle. Right. Looking to find me, I left instructions high up and out of sight. When you find those, this image should help. So, the sauna is under the freezer. Gloves on for safety. Bring in more business. Use the design blueprint for visual reference. I seriously just cannot see. I think my brain's now so locked on to just flipping the switches in the right order. I don't even know where to start. Oh, okay, Jet. Proposed building expansion. What do you mean? It's literally that order. What, like penthouse, nursery, freezer, pigeon? I've I've done that about 6 times. And it doesn't work. Because the sauna is first, then the freezer. So, no, the order on the right. Yeah, but you need the sauna freezer, pigeon, community, kitchen, penthouse, weight room, nursery. That's what I've been doing. That's what I thought it was. But it's not. Because I've tried. I'll do it again. Just to make sure. So sauna's first. And it's in second position. Right. So it's sauna. That's the first one. Then that's the second one. Then that's the third one. Then that's the fourth one. Then that's the fifth one. Sixth one. Seventh one. Eighth one. And nothing happens. I want to wait till the window. Okay, yes. So yeah, we've done all this before. Excuse me. Sorry, I haven't seen her. Yeah. Let's get going. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. How do you mean turn it on? There is no way of turning it on. That's the light switch. That's what I thought it was, Jet. That's what my brain immediately thought. That's what that was. So you'd start with the sauna, then you go to the freezer, then you go to the pigeon house, then you go to the community garden, then you go to the kitchen, then you go to the penthouse, then you go to the weight room, then you go to the nursery. And then you go to the last one, and that should unlock whatever it is. But it doesn't work. Okay, let's try phoning her. Possibly. Two. Oh, good God. I don't know. Hang on a sec. Sorry, there's nothing for you to. Yeah. Get lost. Here, this letter must be mailed promptly to my husband. It's of grave importance. Hopefully you're capable. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. And this is... He's dead. Which doesn't exactly help matters. Yeah, I am feeling particularly just dumb. Because I don't... Not think we've tried the opposite order. But why would you do that? What would lead you to believe? That would work. Okay, that one. That one. That one. That one. Shut up. That one. That one. That one. That one. No. Those are the instructions. Those are the things where it actually tells you about the sauna. What do I do with this letter? Hand it here and I mail it. That's it. Seems suspiciously easy. All right, thanks. Right, put that there. I'm so... Right. We'll put that there. Yes, right. And we'll put this here. And that goes drag shallow, and that goes Dolith. And then that goes there. Drag shallow. Drag shallow. Wistfeel. 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 Okay, and then E, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Drag shallow. Yeah, see, the day's going to end again. We're just going round and round and round in circles here because I'm so dense. I can't work out what the thing is. It's so annoying. Barto! Thank God you're here. Welcome in. Barto, I need your brain power. Because I cannot work out what this puzzle's trying to ask me to do. I've been literally stuck on this puzzle since I started about what, an hour ago? To answer your question, Jet, it says, I left instructions high up and out of sight. There was a letter stuck up on that shelf, which is this letter, which is that. So that's how we got those instructions. High up and out of sight. I'm just going to sleep. Right, let's go and show part of this puzzle, and I'm sure part will get it within seconds. Because part would do be smart like that. With the puzzles. Right. Last time we played this, the dev in chat said to give me a hint. You have this document, the proposed building expansion with the drawing on it, and you have the description, the written description of those. Doesn't that picture look very like this? And indeed, there are 8 bits here and 1 final bit down here, which very much looks like that picture. The puzzle, I believe, is flip the switches in the correct order according to the description, and it'll open something somewhere. Now, I thought it was literally start with a sauna, so go to the second from the right, second switch from the right to start, and then go up 1 to the freezer, and then go across to the pigeon housing, and then go down to the community garden, and then go down to the kitchen, and then go right to the top for the penthouse, and then go down to the bottom on the right hand side for the weight room, and then go up to the top on the right hand side for the nursery, and then flip the big switch down at the bottom, and it should work. However, it doesn't. So now I'm not sure. I can't work out what the hell it's asking me to try and do. which is a bit of a bummer because I am literally now just wasting time trying to work out what it is that it wants me to do. We just keep doing the same thing over and over every day, not being able to work out what this is. Do you have to press exit first and the start? Because an exit is also an entrance. Do you have to press exit first and the start, then start? Don't know. Well, the thing is, if I click the big button at the bottom, which is the exit button, it just flips and comes back down again. So it doesn't stay on. However, we'll try it. So flip that. You can see it just flicks. And then we go that, 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 and then that one and that one. No. It's so annoying. What is it that you want me to do? The sauna is under the freezer. Freezer gloves on for... I don't understand that. Freezer gloves on for safety. What does that mean? Birds need to go up. Well, they do, yes. Keep off the grass. For that perfect over easy egg. Penthouse towards the top, yes. Weight room towards the bottom. And nursery separate to keep the volume down. I honestly have not a clue of what this is trying to tell me to do. Penthouse, pigeon, kitchen, freezer. How are you getting that? Are you basically saying start at the top and then birds need to go up? So it'll be... This is what I was trying to work out, but I didn't know where to start. So penthouse is number 1. Pigeon is number 2. Kitchen is number 3. Freezer is number 4. Sauna is number 5. Weight room is number 6. Nursery is number 7. And nursery could be top or bottom, so that makes sense. Oh hell, I've made a mistake somewhere. Weight room 6. Community garden is 7. And nursery is 8. Okay. Nursery could be top or bottom. We'll try that anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. It's not that then. Penthouse towards the top, yes. What about pigeon housing? Yeah. Yeah, I am thoroughly confused. I just... I think I might have to just look it up because I'm just wasting time now. I don't get it, and I don't think anybody else here gets it. So, um, it's not online. Okay. Righty. You're absolutely right, Jed. Okay. I guess we might well be stuck for the night then. I don't get it. Pigeon housing. Freezer, gloves on for safety. Why would you? Penthouse towards the top. Weight room towards the bottom. Okay. Penthouse towards the top. Pigeon housing. Birds need to go up. Community garden, keep off the grass. Would it be the garden would be at the bottom, as with the weight room? It says nursery, separate to keep the volume down. The volume down for where? How do you separate it on that grid? They're meant to be another letter to help. I don't think so. I think that's it. That's the letter that's got all the actual descriptions on. So the post office should be the bustling hub. That was found separately to the proposed building expansion drawing. So both these documents were found in separate places. Yes, that's the instructions from high up and out of sight. Is the letter that letter is the post office should be the bustling hub of downtown Westvale. So that's what we found in our room, high up on a shelf. We'd already found the blueprint, but it made no sense without the description. And now even having the two things together, I have no idea what it's supposed to be trying to tell me. Okay. Let's try the other one then, see if we can get to any particular... I can't remember. Do so for me. 6245 is the number that we call on the phone if we need to do anything extracurricular. Frank Boggin. First or last name? Liv says keys go in doors that have keyholes. There must be a way out. I'm just absolutely and totally flummoxed here. Could be which ones are meant to be up and which ones down. So like sauna down, kitchen down, weight room down, nursery down, the rest up. Ah, okay, partner. That makes more sense. That does make a lot more sense. That could be the very fellow. Where am I? 2. But then you've got under. Weight room towards the bottom. Kitchen, sauna down, kitchen down, weight room down, nursery down, the rest up. Oh, this is so frustrating. Because you could say that the community garden keep off the grass. Does that mean up? Keep off the grass. Only need to flip pigeon housing, kitchen and nursery. But what about the community garden? Because it's saying keep off the grass. Does that mean you need to stay above the grass? Pigeon housing, kitchen and nursery. Pigeon housing, kitchen and nursery. It's not that. It means don't touch it, don't flip it. Okay, that's not right then, Jen. So what did Parker say? Sauna down, kitchen. I have nothing for you, only misfortune and a letter. Oh, here's her with it. Stupid. Letters to Dolph must be opened. I've been thinking about getting a pastry from the local bakery. I'm really worried about what number I get. I really can't deal with all my mirrors breaking again. What? Weirdo. Okay, we do this, and then we do that, and then we go there. Westvale. And then we do this, and that. And we can do here, and then that's Westvale as well. And then we can do this, and that, and this. What's that? Archie was here, 1942. Let's do that. What does that say? Dolith Hills. Oh, but no, let's not do that. Okay. But that... Oh, no. That needs to be opened. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you have any information... Okay. Okay. Here, just take these. What am I even doing? Hand delivering mail to the post office? So inefficient, you should be coming to us. Oh, here she comes again. A distasteful... Hi there. Hello, my letter. Was it sent properly? I couldn't send it without an address. Is it not your job to send mail to whom it's intended? Shouldn't you know where your husband is? You insolent child. Perhaps if you kept your ignorant comments to yourself, you would do your job more effectively. You have a name, and I'm certain there's some kind of directory in that dingy office of yours. Must I do your entire job for you? I'm sorry, I'll try again. Good. Now then, I'm expecting a package. Fine, be right back. I'm going to head off to sleep. Well, I'll try in the excitement of the concert tomorrow. Okay. That's not for her. That's not for her. That's not for her. And that's not for her. So there's still nothing for her. Ooh, no, Barbara. Okay. I couldn't find it. Your incompetence reaches truly staggering levels. Go away. Dude, I've got far more important things to worry about at this point in time. Okay, Dolith, Wistfale, Dolith. An item has arrived in the pneumatic tube. You open the letter. I'm so confused now. I know this is time looping, but why are we getting the same information again? And it's exactly the same. It's not like it's changed anything. All letters of Dolith must be opened. Westfield. Why are there so many of these? There was only 5 of them last time. All letters of Dolith must be opened. Okay. So it's from the horizon, okay. Drag shallow. Okay. Still seems to... Oh god. Dolith. Westfield. Dolith. Drag shallow. Dolith. Oh! I think you can pick all this stuff up, but it actually doesn't do anything. That book we've read before, there's only like 2 lines in it, so it's not worth opening. These don't open. Can't do anything with that. There's nothing in here to interact with. So I'll just go to sleep. It's not like any of those pictures give you any kind of... Oh god, there's so many of these parts. See, this all that's happening now is I'm getting stuck back into doing the tasks and not really moving anything else on because I don't understand how to do that. Which is a bit... I'm finding it a bit frustrating. I really want to start to try and understand what's going on. But I just feel like I'm too stupid to work out what I'm supposed to be doing. Whistle. I just revert to task and just go back and do all the tasky stuff. Okay, let's put this on.
Such as slurred speech, splitting headaches, and nosebleeds. To make matters worse, rescue workers arrived back on the scene this morning to find many of the nearby residents to be
Okay, who am I looking for here? Winston
unresponsive
Blythe.
on the ground outside of the home.
Winston Blythe. Blythe? Winston Blythe, deceased. Unknown. Frank Boggin, 6245 last name. Incident code. What does that mean? I am so confused. At least it tells us that it is his last name. It's the incident code. I don't know what to do with this.
They were still wearing sleeping attire, some still even wrapped in blankets or bathrobes, appearing to have walked over to collapse onto the ground sometime in the middle of the night. Even stranger, there are visible arms, corners of blankets, and other materials protruding from the outside of the home, as if they're being absorbed directly into its walls. Rescue workers have begun the daunting task of relocating the
A letter you mailed had no address.
unconscious residents to safety, but many of them still remain unaccounted for, and rescue workers
It's the last name, but what does that mean?
are unable to remain near the home for long periods of time before the humming sound begins to
624. The line goes dead after the first
overwhelm
ring.
them. As of now, we count about 60 unconscious.
Greetings, name of valued employee. You may access the following commands. Mail controls, report an incident. Other, you selected, report an incident.
Uh-huh.
Please recite your incident code comprising of Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Omicron.
B O G G.
Input complete. Was your code valid? Incorrect. The incident report system is a very important part of keeping you safe.
I am just dumb as bricks. I really don't understand
We would
what's
like to
going on
remind you that
anymore.
an excess of false reports to this system may result in personal injury, psychological damage, or worse, loss of pay. Returning to root menu. You may access the following commands. Mail controls, report... No need to say this option out.
Residents in total, and authorities
Look,
are
that
reporting
definitely says in there, Frank Boggin, last name, instant code. So that was the last name was his instant code. And that was what I put in, BOGGA. And they're saying, but I didn't have an N. I couldn't put an N in. So how does that work? God. Why is this so hard? Um,
15 still remain missing. We'll provide more updates as they come in. Back to you, Ernest.
That was Alice Lombardi reporting live for KRNM on the scene of the Bergen residence. And now, a brief word from one of our sponsors.
Are you struggling to stay asleep? Are you woken up at all hours of the night by flashing lights in the sky, whispers from the shadows, or the silhouette of a man standing at the edge of your bed? Rest Forever Sleep Aid is here to help. Our medication is the product of years of intense study and experimentation, guaranteed to increase the quality of your sleep by 500% or your money back.
so that goes there.
Customers report feeling sleepy at all hours of the day,
Drag
ready to
channel,
close
yeah.
their eyes and rest anytime,
Westfield.
anywhere. Some even report sleeping so
Westfield.
well they didn't wake up for multiple days in a row. All doctors should agree that Rest Forever Sleep Aid makes it literally impossible to lie awake at night and should be taken daily as part of your bedtime routine. The only sleep aid available in both pills and absolutely pain-free injections.
Okay.
Rest Forever
Drag
Sleep Aid
shallow,
can be
and then we
purchased
can
over the
stand
counter
up,
at any
and that
local
needs to go
pharmacy. Side effects include
in there.
hallucinations, mild starvation,
in there.
dehydration, or generalized confusion.
Westfield,
But you'll be too
drag
tired to
shallow,
experience any of those.
Westfield,
Don't
Westfield,
check with your doctor.
drag shallow.
Rest Forever Sleep Aid is for you. Rest Forever Sleep Aid. Go to sleep and stay asleep.
Okay, so that's all the mail done.
A thick blanket of fog has descended over a...
And we're still back to that. Right, okay, let's have a good look at this. Is there anything marking on here that would lead you to believe that you start at a certain point and end at another point? Looking to find me, I left instructions high up and out of sight. When you find those, this image should help.
construction site where workers have been busy around the clock trying to repair damage.
To bring in more business, use the design blueprint for visual reference. Birds need to go up. Over easy. Towards the bottom. Is it as simple as birds need to go up and nursery is down? I tell you what, if it's as straightforward as that, I'm going to scream.
And have been a more difficult project than initial estimates suggested.
I swear to God, if this is as simple as this. Birds need to go up, so pigeon housing, and nursery needs to go... No, but what does that mean? It can't be. Sauna. Under the freezer. So if the sauna's under the freezer, let's leave it down. Under, down. Gloves. But freezer. Gloves on for safety. What does that mean? Pigeon housing.
Crew is still
Birds
missing,
need to go up.
possibly delinquent from work.
Community garden, keep off the grass. Kitchen for that perfect over easy egg. Penthouse.
and
towards the
subsequently fired,
top.
but has been harassing the second repair group with their ethereal voices and taunts. The project's completion is still estimated in 2 days.
I'm never going to get this. I am never going to work this out by myself.
That's all for today, Carnan. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And thank you for tuning in to KRNM Radio, your trusted source for local news.
Time moving forward, but somehow also in a circle. This isn't the first or last time we've had this conversation.
What does she mean?
The spirits are often confused about things like this. Lyria, do you know what it is that my friend Scarlet means?
My answer is always the same.
Yeah, let's do this. Volatile should fragile should not touch broken sections of the pallet. Okay. So we'll get that. That. We'll get that, which can go up in there. That one there. I'm away again. I just want to see if this works again. I don't think it does. I think it works once a week. So when everything resets, that works once. I just wonder if there's any way of, like, is there a secret spring in the compartment or something like that? Obviously not. What happens if I turn off all the lights? Can I turn off all the lights? No, I can't. The lights stay on there. Okay. Here's a man. Ooh, I knew that would happen. I knew there'd be somebody standing over the bed at some point. Okay. So our guy was here, but what does that mean? Now, did that only happen because I switched the lights off? Okay. So I'm not getting to do that. Has anything changed here? No. I mean, I'm not even getting live phoning anymore, which is like weird. Maybe because I'm not advancing the story far enough, but... is there anything else that I can... I can pick stuff up, but it's not useful stuff. No, I didn't. Part two, You want to try again? Okay, let's go. Okay. I had a go at a couple of different, trying to flick ones up that sounded like they were up, and leaving ones down that sounded like they were down. But then there's almost a third category in there that says don't do anything, which would leave them down. Use the design blueprint for visual reference. Sauna is under the freezer. So does that put the freezer first? And then the sauna? And then birds need to go up. So that would be the third one. Kitchen for that perfect easy egg. Penthouse towards the top. Waiting room towards the bottom. What if we changed the under the freezer question mark? Just 2 seconds, partner. I just want to try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Right, okay. Let me do this. So sauna. So freezer on. Freezer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Freezer on. Pigeon on. Kitchen over, up. Kitchen up. Penthouse up. Weight room down, nursery down. Garden could go either way. So that's down, that's down, that's down, and that's a question mark. Hey, well, we'll try that. Start with penthouse, pigeon, kitchen, freezer. Penthouse pigeon kitchen freezer. Penthouse pigeon kitchen freezer. Penthouse pigeon kitchen freezer. Holy moly! Thank God! Parto genius. That was way more complicated than it needed to be. Find me on Misfortune's floor. Okay. Nothing excited today. Please don't shred them. I won't. That's a huge relief. Thank you. That really had no business being as obscure as it needed to be. As it was, sorry. See his teeth, okay. It could have been far simpler. If I could come back and put this bookshelf if you can bring your pants back. Okay. Westfield. Drag shallows, return to sender. This nice done indeed. Thank you, Parto. I think I put that in the wrong. Ah, I did. I was thinking about the fact that this needed to be opened. And I put that in the wrong. Cheer up, friend. You know what it's all is for. Not sure what to do with that one. Westvale. Ah, God damn it, that's that. Return to sender. No! I'm having a nightmare. Pick up the... Yes. Whatever. Now, the only issue I've got here is... I don't think I can get... I don't know where the... It would appear that you can only use the keys at the end of the week. When you can get back to the dungeon. I have no idea what that is. Because if we've opened that. Okay. Oh, I thought it was going to drag me upstairs there. Is there a clock anywhere? Yeah, it didn't do very well with that. Let's put that off. Okay, so we now need to try and work out what this is. Frank Boggin. Dear Frank Boggin, I can't remember. Do so for me. 6245 Frank Boggin. First or last name. Liv says keys go in doors that have keyholes. There must be a way out. So we've now established that it is the last name, and we have to do something with the 6245. And if we look in this book, we've got Frank Boggin 6245 last name incident code.
Greetings. Name of. You may access the following commands: mail controls.
So I'm presuming that it
or
is
end
an
call.
incident code. Report an incident. We've got an incident code.
You selected report an incident. Please recite your incident code comprising of alpha, beta, gamma, and omicron. Input complete. Was your code valid? Incorrect. The incident report system. We would like to remind returning to root. You may access the following command. You selected. Please recite your incident code comprising of alpha. Input complete. Correct. You are safer than you've ever been, so this code cannot be valid. However, you have just input the emergency escape code. In the event of an emergency, please input code 372273 into the storage room safe and calmly exit the post office.
Okay. Well, I didn't expect that to come out. 372 273.
Again, that's 37227. Returning to root. You may access the following commands. No need to say this option out.
Three, 7, 2, 7, 3. Okay. Interesting. The thing is, I can't go to... I can't use those keys until the end of the week, I don't think. There's no way of just exiting. I wonder what that means. There's no way of getting out and down into the dungeon again. Okay, we'll do that. Is there anything anywhere that would lead us to understand what code was coming through there? No time for idle chit-chat today. Here's my mail. Do with it as you please. Straight to the point. I like that. This town could learn to exercise some efficiency. They waste far too much time with their dilly-dallying. I'll leave you before I do the same. Goodbye. Dude. Right. I need to switch that off because that's becoming annoying. No idea what to do with that. That can just stay there. Letters to Miss Westvale must be opened. Okay. Dolith Hills must be stamped return to sender. Denied service. Letters to Drag Shallow Bay must be stamped then shredded. Dolith. Return to sender. Drag Shallow. Drag Shallow. Drag Shallow. Return to sender. Return to sender. Lots of drag shallows. Return to sender. Okay. And then up from here. So, return to sender must be stamped and shredded. Nothing's actually going anywhere here. Okay, so that's all done. All my tasks are done. So I'm just kind of waiting for... I don't know when the end of the week is. Okay, so that gives you a bit of a... nothing there. Mm-hmm. Okay, 60. Nice. Now, the only other thing that we've got, let's open up this and have a... oh, we can't use that from here. Find me on Misfortune's floor. Where the hell's Misfortune's floor? Amara and Amon. You are Amon, okay. Where would Misfortune's floor be?
Oh my god, it's free!
How are you? Lovely to see you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let me just jump across here. Are you good? Are you good? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, hopefully you've had a good stream, Bacon. For those of you who don't know me, I am Older Than Death, also known as Death or Deathy. I am a Scottish variety streamer who plays a lot of indie games. Every now and again I'll do a AAA, but mostly indie games, and a lot of games you might not have heard of before. I also stream for charity, so all bits, primes, subs, and donations go past my pocket and go straight to the charity of the quarter. Bacon, what were you playing today? You started the Sinking City Remastered. I've seen that played. I've had that in my inventory for so long. My library, my Steam library. I've had that sat there, and I saw somebody play it, and I thought, that looks pretty cool. But it's a bit of a long game for me. I tend to prefer shorter games that kind of a bit of a quicker hit. But welcome in, welcome in. Let me do that, and let me do this. And let me do that. And then we can do this, hopefully.
All right, I should be.
Oh. Oh.
Multiplayer, co-op.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
Oh yeah, we don't have the Baron.
Let me actually try this.
Oh, Gypsy! Oh my god!
What
you do?
The hell happened?
I think you got blowed up. See what's happening here. Okay. You were trying to make out.
Where does the name Gonmas come from? Oh, computer. Not this guy. Not this guy! No!
All the co-op clips.
Oh shit.
Thank you so much for coming across though, Bacon. If you need to raid and run, I played Sinking City and really liked it. Do you know what the remastered adds or changes? I'm not sure. I think it was quality of life stuff, and obviously the graphics got a major overhaul. The visuals got a very big overhaul, I seem to remember, but I'm not 100% sure what went beyond that. I know the second one is on its way, and I believe there's a demo for the second one out at the moment as well you can play. So that might be worth looking into if you were into that kind of thing. Let me do that, let me do that, and let me do this. And then we'll jump back to the game over here. Bacon, we have had a nightmare tonight. I got stuck in a puzzle for about an hour and a half, which Parto eventually assisted in getting sorted out. Hello, Heartless, how are you? But yeah, I am liking the game, but I'm kind of stumbling across things rather than intuitively working things out. Which is a little bit frustrating, I would say. Quality of life, better visuals, no connection to public. Yeah, absolutely.
You really need to foster a better relationship with the citizens of Carnum.
Okay.
Mrs. Blythe's complaint was scathing, and I had to read all 6 pages
Well,
of it.
that's fine, but she's a pain in the bum. She never knows what the heck it is that she wants. Why am I getting minus 85 palette score? Right, okay, so that's the end of the week. So at least we can use these keys now and find out a bit more. There's a Resident Evil type of put packages onto the palette, and you can only put them in certain places. But I've been so messed up trying to work out what the puzzles are, I haven't really been paying much of an attention to the way that's going in, if I'm entirely honest. It's not been a great night tonight, I have to say. I got so stuck on that puzzle. It was just stupid. It was far more obtuse than it needed to be, let's say. So it was just a bit of an elevator key, an emergency escape key. Okay, so we can get out of here. Okay. Cell key. Elevator key? I think that might be the elevator key in that side. Okay. Okay, where the hell's the elevator then? Okay, this opens that. Is there anything more in here? Yeah, okay, that's the same as last time, so there's nothing new there. I couldn't honestly tell you, Bacon. Emergency escape. Can we get out this? Ooh, okay. We've not been out here before. This is going to take us straight back into the post office, isn't it? Okay.
Good morning, rookie. All rested up and ready for your big first day?
Okay, I am so confused.
This is the first day of the rest of your career at the post office, of course. What else would it be? Outside? Sounds like you had a wild dream last night. Pretty common the night before your first day of work. The same old spotless resume and go-getter attitude, of course. What makes you think I have anything to do with this?
Okay.
I'm honored you think so highly of me, but there's a lot more going on here than you're ready to hear. Sorry, I wouldn't even if I could. You're a part of this for a reason, and you'll keep things interesting for a while. Best get used to it, Rook.
Rook, okay.
Did you really think it would be that easy to just walk out and escape? That may have worked years ago when I got out, but Carnum is constantly adapting. I'm sure you'll notice some new changes of your own when you get back to work.
Okay. What do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean you got
I
out?
was promoted, in a sense.
Okay.
But you needn't worry about the details of that. All that matters is I'm here, and your job is to listen to me. You, Rook. Your presence here is very important. So we will do whatever it takes to keep you working. Not a clue. But if I'm being honest, I wouldn't spoil the surprise for you even if I could.
Thanks, Liv. That's going to be fantastic,
For now,
yes.
it's just a guess. Something
Something
changed. But only time will
changed.
tell us how much. Go stick your finger into the shredder and tell me.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that in the demo.
Pretty real to me.
I'm not going to do that
As
again.
for the work, however, it matters more than you could possibly know. Keep working, and nothing bad will happen. To either of us.
Okay.
Well, now that this is all out in the open, I think it's time to drop the first week.
Yes, that would be nice.
In the meantime, your job is to be a good little postal worker and to stop causing trouble.
I'm not causing trouble. I'm just trying to work out what's going on.
These people need their mail delivered, and that doesn't change between weeks.
Yes.
If you work hard enough, you could have a real comfy setup for yourself. Check out the purchase book and see what you can find.
Yeah. I get all that, but it's all just cosmetic nonsense.
I'll continue to check in from time to time just to see how you're doing. Chin up. Talk soon.
Okay, this. Hello, Kuru. What has changed? Let's see if. Okay. Is there anything new here? What's that? No, can I do that? I've just noticed the time as well. Oh. Which is not clever. Felchurch. Ooh, what the heck? The air smells of smoke. Felchurch has appeared. Send blackmail anywhere to connect our citizens. Okay, what's this? A job application? What is your biggest weakness? Do you get paper cut cheese as you get your stand? Yeah, okay. Oh, our pal's back. Our bowler-hatted friend. Hello again, friend. Good to see you're still employed here. Not for lack of trying, they won't let me leave. Why would they? You're too valuable to them. And to me as well. I was really hoping this week would be less weird. How were you able to keep Liv from finding out about you? Things seem to be progressing nicely. You've gotten further than I expected. Really? Because I feel like I've got absolutely nowhere tonight. Further, I thought I'd escape, but I'm still here. I'm curious what your definition of progressing is. I made choices, I found things, nothing has changed. You found a way out. You escaped. But escape is more difficult than just walking out the door. Who is keeping me from escaping? Is it Liv? There is no who. You'll understand in time. Why didn't you tell me that before? Because then you wouldn't have walked out the door. Accept. You're too valuable to remain here forever. Continue what you're doing. You've proven that the system isn't perfect. It needs you to make decisions, but it can't always predict. It can't always continue. So I should just make more erratic decisions. Your decisions are yours to make. I cannot influence how you make them. But erratic decisions would be my preference. But this gives me an idea. Is this something that will help me escape? Please be a normal idea, nothing else weird today. My only goal is for you to progress, to aid in your escape. I believe this may help. There is someone who I want you to meet. Who is it? An acquaintance of mine. They have a secret to tell you, one that could save many lives. Listen carefully to their words. I believe there is much you could learn from each other. Fine, bring them in. They're already here. They're upstairs now. In your apartment. What? Ah, there they are. The phone. It's for you. Don't you remember? Okay, weirdo. Where the hell am I going? Can you not put the lights back on now that you're here? Hello? Who is this? What do you want from me? It seemed too wet to burn. After the close, before the start. Only one for weekdays. There's a clue for something. Who, when, and where? You must call them. I don't understand. Come up and find me. I left your mail on your bed. Hurry. Okay. This is seriously gone so weird. Go on, friend. Head upstairs to meet your new acquaintance. Together you can save many lives. This is how we escape. If this is what it takes, fine, I'll go. Hurry, friend. They cannot wait there forever. Try to catch them before they leave. Okay, put the lights on first so I can actually see where I'm going. Okay, thank you. At least you did that much. I saw you go in there. Protect yourself with new and improved flood insurance. Superior treats. Westville Antique Market fire sale. So, flood, lightning, fire. Only one for weekdays. When? Before the close. After the close, before the start. Friday. Sunday. Oh, damn it. I am too wet to burn. Where am I? Check the businesses in your island guide. You'll find me there. I left some additional documents. Use those to discern the when and what. Then call me at 8463. Right, hang on a minute. This is so confusing. Why is everything so confusing? Out of the mist, a scraggled mess of a woman moves towards the window. After several painful moments, where the only sounds are the creak of bones and the patter of rain, her face becomes clear. Hello, little weed sprout. I am Ketty Branch. Now listen, I've got a very important job for you. I'm doing my job now, so unless you need something mailed, I can't help you. I just need you to open every package you get and see if any of them have my family heirloom. I'm worried some vagabond might try to take it, as the place it's addressed to is no longer in my possession. Mail fraud is probably not great, but if you're looking for your own heirloom, fine, I'll look at a couple of packages. And I'm most grateful for such boldness and generosity. The heirloom is a silver necklace with a mossy green stone at its core. Some small silver filigree encircles the stone's holding place. Not to worry, my little scrunchling. I'll be back on the morrow, and the morrow after that, and the morrow after that. Ta. Right, anyway, I need to go to bed. Because I need to be up very early in the morning to take these boys out for their walk. So let's do that. Save the game. And then we can do this. And then give me 2 seconds. I will do this. I'll be back in a sec. Righty, we should go back to here. Okay, hang on a minute. Wait. Stop. Well, I have been live for about 3.5 hours, Kubu. So I'm very sorry that you can't eat your dinner this late at night. Yes. Let's yeah, I'll do this. Right, so we've got 3.5 hours. We had 13 average viewers. Peak viewers are 21. No follows. 23 raiders came across. 12 minutes of ads. Jet gets top yapper. Indeed, cool. How dare I? So, not the best night, I would have said, in total. I think, much as I'm enjoying the game, and I'm quite liking the obscure nature of it, the couple of puzzles there were so obtuse that literally no one could work it out. And we spent probably about an hour on one puzzle, trying to work out what the hell it was supposed to be. It just didn't make a huge amount of sense. But thank you to Parto. Indeed, good thing you turned up. Because I think we would still... In fact, I probably would have stopped playing it at that point. I don't think it needed to be that obtuse. Just in order to keep the story going, it could have been a bit more clear about what it was trying to say, from my perspective. And I think the thing I'm finding is that we're sort of we're getting bits and pieces, but we're kind of stumbling across other stuff. So, and again, I don't need it to be linear, and I don't need it to sort of turn up with sort of neon lights or whatever, shouting and screaming that this is the way to solve something. But at the same time, I'm struggling a little bit to actually work out how to go from one puzzle to the next puzzle to try and get any kind of solution. And I think part of that is probably that the way my brain works, I find it extremely difficult to try and handle something like a puzzle when I'm constantly getting interrupted by people coming to the desk, or having to do the packages, or having to do the letters. And I understand this is the way the game's set up, but I'm not being able to concentrate enough on trying to work through the puzzles, because my brain's always saying, you need to do the letters, you need to do the parcels, you need to get the parcels onto the pallet, you need to check this, you need to do that. Which means I'm not actually getting to the point of clearly thinking about what I'm trying to do with the puzzles. So I'm finding that a little bit frustrating. It's got nothing to do with the game per se. It's the way I'm approaching the game, and I'm not entirely sure if it's going to improve at all. Yeah, I constantly feel like I'm under pressure because I need to get all the other bits and pieces done and try and work out what's going on before that 8 o'clock comes again. So it's I'll work through it. I'll keep getting. We've obviously broken through a chunk now. I actually feel like we've got a new chunk of the story to get into. So I'll probably play this again on Sunday. I don't know how far we're through it. I get the distinct impression we're not really that far through it, despite the fact that it's, we've kind of escaped or whatever. But I don't really know how long it lasts. And given the fact that we looked up, tried to find out the solution to the puzzle, and there was no videos on YouTube or whatever for it, tends to suggest that people are kind of taking their time getting through it or whatever. So yeah, interesting. It almost feels just like, yeah, I don't know. There's obviously a bit of it is the time constraint. There obviously is a bit of the various tasks that are going on, which are there and designed to sort of mess with you and leave you in that state of confusion. I get all that. It's just not working particularly well in my brain to allow me to progress. And I think I was beginning to get very frustrated earlier on in tonight when I knew that the puzzle would unlock the next stage of the game, but I just could not work out how to do the puzzle, which meant I was effectively wandering around for about an hour in real time, sort of killing time until either I found a solution or somebody came in and helped or whatever, which isn't great. But yeah, overall, I'm still enjoying it. I think we've found in the next chunk of the game. We can try and work out. Well, and it's given us a bit of a hint there as well to say check the books that you've got. I think if you know that Frank Boggin, if that had said something about check your address or something like that, check an address for him, then that would have led you to the entry for him in the address book, which would then have allowed you to sort of work out that it was the last name. But even then, the last name, you go to put in the incident report, which is very clearly telling you to do, but you can't put the last letter in. And it's kind of counterintuitive in your brain to say, I've put in an incorrect code, and that unlocks the right answer. That's why it's messing with me. My brain is so logically coded that I almost reject doing the other thing because it just doesn't make any sense to do that. But I'm kind of going to have to just try anything, to try and make it work. Anyway, let's try and find someone to read, or I'll be here all night. Is there anybody on? Is there anybody? Why does that happen all the time? It's really annoying. Do I know anybody that's on? Momo. Ooh, let's go and say hello to. Let's go and say hello to Red. It's been a while since we've been across there. She's playing Gothic 1 Remake, so that's a bit of a... Red... Oh, God. Yeah. Is she... Yeah, she's fine. I think she streams a bit later on anyway, so let's do that. Good. Righty. Let's do this and let's do that. Thank you for stream. Thank you, Baseman. I take it you didn't have any better idea about that puzzle than the rest of us. So yes. Thank you to Pause and thank you to Bacon for the raids. I really appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who tried to help. Utter cluelessness. Yeah, so it wasn't just me. Thank you to everyone who tried to help. Thank you to everyone else who was lurking. Thank you to the chatters. Thank you for spending your time with me. I might actually come back to... I might stream tomorrow night as well, because I now have the ability to stream for the next week reasonably when I want. So I might come back and stream again tomorrow night and just keep the momentum going, see if we can break the back of this. I am very interested to find out what the answer is and the end as to why I ended up in this cell and ended up working in the post office and what my part is in the whole play, if you like. But whether or not we get there or not is going to be a... Tomorrow could be another frustrating night. Anyway, let's go and say hello to Red, and I shall probably catch you again tomorrow. See ya. Bye.
Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. Gosh. I don't know how to pause the audio. Hold on.
Welcome to make an offer.
Death, how the heck are you today? What were you up to? How was